Hey, what's up? Stefan Ciancio here, the CEO and co-founder of WebinarKit. And in this special 10-minute training, I am going to teach you about how to get 10 to 20 booked calls every week for your coaching, consulting, or agency business. So before we get too much into it, who am I exactly? Well, my name is Stefan Ciancio, and I am the co-founder and CEO of WebinarKit. So I actually used to be a mechanical engineer, and I left the corporate world in 2015 to become my own boss and travel. Webinars transformed my course selling business and marketing agency. I loved webinars so much, I actually co-founded a webinar software. I've done over 7 figures in sales thanks to webinars, and I'm from New York, and I currently reside in New York City. I'm also a traveler and lover of location independence. So in our business, we often get as high as 6 to 7 booked calls in a single day. We actually integrate into Slack, so every time that we get a new call, we get a little notification bell that says new call, new call, new call. It's quite exciting. It's quite easy to set that up to get those notifications. Here's a few from one of our most recent days where we got 6 booked calls. So getting consistent, qualified, booked calls every week should be the focus of coaches, consultants, and agencies looking to scale. Assuming that you can close 25% of your calls into a $3,000 program, okay, and these are fairly conservative numbers. Let's say that 10 booked calls, come in during a week. Out of that, maybe 9 show up. If you're doing things right, you should have most, if not all of them, show up. A couple ways to do that is you want to make sure you have SMS reminders turned on in addition to email. And you want to see if you can have like an appointment setter come in there and basically send them messages saying, hey, just making sure you're showing up for your call today. And also send them information before the call that gets them excited. You could also invite them to your Facebook group. Keep them engaged and keep contact with them. That's very important. Okay, so let's say out of those 9 people, you do roughly a 25% conversion rate, right? So let's say 2 people convert out of 10 or out of 9 that show up, okay? That's roughly 2 people. That's $6,000 coming in from 10 booked calls. So how do you actually get these booked calls? Well, this is the funnel that's been taught for a long time. It still works. It's a great funnel. But basically, you've got different traffic sources, right? You've got cold traffic. You've got Facebook ads. You've got Facebook organic, Instagram organic, YouTube ads. This is just a few. A lot of people are also having results with TikTok and Reels and all the other things. But, believe it or not, the traffic source right now is not as relevant. But basically what you want to do is you want to send them to some sort of virtual event, especially if your sales are stagnant. So this virtual event can be a 1-day webinar virtual event. It could be a 5-day challenge, whichever one you like. There's different ones in between. Okay, and then after they attend the challenge, you'll obviously get their email, okay? And after the challenge, you will send them to a book a call page. So this could generate a lot of people for you. Maybe 10% or more of the people who join your challenge will want to book a call, so you could do the math there. And then from there, basically, you've got your follow-up emails. Maybe out of 300 people who attend your challenge, 30 book a call. Maybe out of those 30, because they're super warm, a third of them buy your program for $3,000. So you've brought in 10 sales at $3,000 from your challenge, but now you've got, 10 out of 300. So you've got 290 people who haven't bought from you yet. Remember, there's people who buy now, there's people who buy later, there's people who buy really later. So you've got that follow-up sequence here where you'll be able to keep following up with those people more and more, and send them to videos, send them to more webinars, automated webinars, live webinars, challenges, etc. And this funnel works. This is a great funnel, okay? But in 2022, there's a little bit of an updated funnel. This is what we've seen in our business that works extremely well. And, it's just basically the same thing except with a few tweaks. So one of the main tweaks is that, in addition to the current setup we talked about, you also want to try to get people into a Facebook group community, okay? Outside of that, there's 2 more pieces here that are really, really powerful. One of them is an appointment setter. So let's say that you send people to a webinar, right, this virtual event, and you're collecting email and phone number, okay? Now, let's say that those 300 people that I talked about earlier, right, 10 of them bought your program at $3,000. 290 people have not purchased anything. Give them a call. Have someone from your team give them a call. Say, hey, I'm John with, blank consulting. I saw that you recently signed up for one of our webinars. Were you able to attend that webinar? Oh, I saw about half of it. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So what was your business? What made you want to attend the webinar? Oh, I run a tutoring business. Oh, great. Do you need, how's business going? Oh, doing okay, making about 5K a month. Oh, okay. Where do you want to get to? Oh, I would like to get to 30K a month. Interesting. Would you be open to a conversation to see how we could help with that? Sure. Okay, great. When are you available? Boom. Now you have someone setting appointments for you. And that's all appointment setting is. I think people make it very complicated. And now after they book the appointment, say, great. So in the meantime, I'm going to send you some resources that you could check out. I really recommend that you watch these before your call. Also, please make sure to show up for your call because I want to be sure that, that our time is valuable, of course. So we want to make sure that we're setting space for this call. So we want to make sure that you definitely show up. And that's appointment setting. It's very simple. Okay. So let's say that works for, let's say that works for the other 290 people, right? You might get another 10, 20, 30 appointments out of that, right? Now you've doubled your booked calls, sometimes more, right? And then the other thing is some people will be happy to talk on the phone. Some people will never want to talk on the phone. Some people will be happy to go through email. Some people will not really be through email. And then some people want to go through a Facebook group and not do anything else. And then some people might want to go through a Facebook digital message or, DM, whatever. So basically you can send messages to people. So there's things called messenger ads as well, where basically you can get in there and send a message to people. So maybe that's your whole system, right? Maybe you run messenger ads to your virtual event. Now you're capturing them on Messenger. You could ask them for a one-click phone number. So you get their phone number in one click. You can ask them for their email where you get their email in one click. And then you can also say, hey, join our group. And it's one click for them to go to the group. So now you got all four. If you are collecting email, Facebook group, phone number, and DM, you are maximizing your opportunity with these leads. Okay, especially if you have a setter following up with them via the community. Okay, the community and email are more for nurture, right? This is where you're really keeping in touch with them at scale and you're nurturing them. And then having an appointment setter follow up with calls as well as DM, that's just really optimizing your strategy. Okay, so that's very, very powerful. And then all of these, right? So follow-up emails and Facebook community, those will go to more nurture. That nurture will lead to book a call. And then the Facebook group community and call lead appointment setter and DM setter messages. By the way, you can do these yourselves. You don't need a setter, but just letting you know if you're scaling a company, you might not be able to do everything yourself. Send those to the book a call page. And there you go. That's the whole system right there. And this will maximize your ROI from paid traffic. Of course, this means that your messaging is good, right? So this assumes that you have a proven offer with good messaging because that's the most important thing, right? This won't work if you have a bad offer. No amount of ads, no amount of good funnels will outsell a bad offer, right? And what I mean is like a bad marketing offer, something people don't want. Okay, so concepts to understand. Building your warm audience. If you're building your warm audience for the long run, you won't be nearly as concerned with profiting right away from ads, okay? So as I said, there's three types of buyers. There's the right now buyers. There is the later buyers, so short-term later buyers. These people might buy in weeks or months from now. And then there's the long-term later buyers, okay? These people might take years to come back with you. I've had people who came back with me after months and months and even close to a year and, saying, I watched all of your webinars, I'm ready to join with you. So you have to keep building those marketing touch points, okay? So if you haven't heard the term marketing touch point, you have to think in terms of going to a party. If you see the same person over and over again, you start to build a relationship with them. And by the third or fourth time, you don't even think about the fact that you don't know them that well. You just feel that much more comfortable with them. So think in terms of relationship building, okay, at scale, because that's really what the internet is, all right? So yeah, those touch points and more direct outreach. The funnel I outlined before focuses on more human touch points. It still focuses on building your audience for the long run, but also making sure someone is reaching out to your audience in the short term. Some people prefer to be contacted by DM. Like I said, some people prefer a phone call. By capturing people on both of these channels, you're in good shape. So the ways to capture these people into DM, into digital message, the messenger, one is messenger ads and another is sending bot funnels to your audience, such as ManyChat. And here's a quick appointment setter script. So it just says, hey, this is blank with blank. I saw you registered for our most recent webinar. Did you get a chance to attend? What did you enjoy most? I see. Tell me about your business. Awesome. And where are you looking to grow into? Where, identifying that gap between where they are and where they want to be. Awesome. I believe we can help with that. Would you be open to hopping on a call and seeing how we can help? Okay. So you could build this machine and let it run, okay? Once you have this machine in place, you have a proven sales machine to bring in leads, turn those leads into warm leads and buyers while building your audience, and continue to churn out more booked calls, clients, and sales. Awesome. So that kind of concludes the training for today. Are you still not where you want to be, and are you looking for more help? I'm personally looking to build more success stories. So I'm announcing Webinar Accelerator again. So this is a new program that I've put out recently. And this is a done with you program to build your own webinar sales machine and automation to scale to 5 and 6 figures, work less, and achieve peace of mind in automation. It's for experts, coaches, SaaS companies, agencies, professionals that are either just starting out, or maybe you're already earning, but you're not leveraging webinars and virtual events and you're feeling tired and burnt out. The program is amazing because it gives you 4 tiers of coaching and support. So the first is that you get a one-to-one planning, an onboarding call with me, where I come in with you and we actually look at your business, and I might tell you how to go through the program a certain way. Maybe you're going to do a 5-day challenge. Maybe you're just ready for automation. It depends on where you're at in your journey because everyone is a little different, right? But we really want to custom tailor the program specifically to you. So that's why I do that onboarding call. And that's the problem with a lot of group programs out there, is they don't do that personal touch, right? There's also 24 weeks of one-to-one WhatsApp support directly with me. Yes, I actually give you my phone number. Why? Because I want to get my students results right now. You also get 24 weekly coaching and Q&A calls. So this is with the group. So every week at 2 p.m. On Friday, we do the calls. If you can't make some of them or all of them, that's fine. I answer all your questions and all those recordings are there. There's also a private student-only community where students interact with each other, and I'm obviously in there as well helping, and that's kind of like the nucleus of the group. There's also lifetime access to the Webinar Accelerator video program, which gives you all of my strategies over the years to build and grow businesses with webinars, perfect for software, coaches, consultants, course selling. It includes strategies I've used to do 300% ROI in a week with paid traffic. It includes how I've done 50,000 in sales in 1 week with webinars. So these are powerful strategies that you can leverage. And if you don't have these, you will be left behind. I'm not saying, you can't learn webinars elsewhere, but what I am saying is saving years of trial and error is a big deal. So what we've done, and this is in partnership for WebinarKit, this is the only place that you can currently get the WebinarKit Live for lifetime software access. Okay, so we're actually including that as a special deal in Webinar Accelerator. So you'll be able to run unlimited live automated webinars, live webinars, as well as sales calls and meetings. You also get my templates for everything. This would cost you at least $10,000 with a copywriter. So that's included as well. And you also get 24/7 support via the portal and community. So you can apply at webinaracceleratorprogram.com. So I just want to talk about the program design for a second. So this program is designed to help you get results. So it's impossible for someone to promise you specific monetary results in a specific time frame, and I would be weary of anyone doing that. However, I've built this program in a specific way to help you achieve certain benchmarks. So the first benchmark is your first virtual event. So this can be achieved in 4 to 8 weeks and can yield as much as 5,000 to 100,000 in results. Now, there's no guarantees. This is just what's possible. Some of you might be in a position where your first virtual event is an automated webinar. Some of you might be doing a 5-day challenge. Some of you might have an audience. Some of you might not. So, we might have to build that audience. So there's different things that we have to look at to ensure that, we know what is the right step for you. So that's kind of what we look at when we get into the program, and I sit with you and we work on that. Okay. So that's your first virtual event right now. There's people doing 5-day challenges doing well north of 100,000 on their first go. So there's a lot of variables. It's more about understanding the system, taking action, and then learning these skills, because you can run something like a webinar or a challenge over and over again and keep profiting from it. So learning that skill alone is invaluable. Okay. So then the second thing is automation and scaling. Okay. So from here, I work with you to set up more automated funnels. Once you have your virtual event conversions dialed in, your webinar conversions dialed in, I actually support you for 6 months. Okay. And then you have the material, all the coaching material, all the calls with me. You have everything for life. Okay. So the problem with most programs, I'm just going to move this so you guys could see it, is that they set you up for quick results, so maybe 4 to 6 weeks, but then they don't actually support you after, okay? So since my number one goal is your results, I support you for a long time, okay? So I would also be weary of coaches with no track record. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit in the next slide. The problem with most coaches out there is that they set you up for quick programs to try to achieve quick results in 4 to 6 weeks. Now this sounds great, right? But then they don't support you after that. So you just kind of like, okay, 4 to 6 weeks, you're done. My goal is to get you results. Obviously, those time frames and what kind of results vary, but my goal is to give you as much as I can to help you, okay? So I include the fast actionable part of the program, so 4 to 8 weeks. Let's build you something and help you achieve results with it. But then I also give you the long tail support, 6 months nearly, so 24 weeks, to help you for any additional needed support, which covers both bases, basically. So you have the fast results part, but you also have the long tail support part, which is something that a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants don't do for you. And like I said, be weary of coaches with no track record online, right? Are they just someone who started a new Facebook account 3 months ago and now they're calling themselves a coach? So I would just say be a little bit wary of that. So in a nutshell, that's kind of the big idea here. I would like to invite you to join Webinar Accelerator. We have to have you fill out an application just to see if you are a good fit. Like I said, I'm looking for people who are serious right now. There is an investment in this, but compared to what some other people are charging, it's, I believe, still a very valuable investment right now. The price will be going up dramatically once we have a few more case studies. So I would love for you to be one of those case studies. So you can go to the link on the screen and apply. You'll be taken to a page where you scroll down and find an application, and then you just answer those questions. And if we believe that you're a good fit to work with us for this program, one of my members of my team will get on a call with you, and then I would hopefully see you on the other end where we could start on your custom planning call, help you get these layers of support, get you lifetime access to the video program, as well as lifetime access to the webinar software suite, as well as the done-for-you templates and everything else. And like I said, it does come back to these different tiers that I would like to help you achieve. There's different levels that we're looking here. Your first is the 4 to 8 week period where I work to try to get you going fast, build your audience with a virtual event, get some sales coming in, hopefully a lot of sales, but again, we have to work on that. And then also the automation and scaling. So this is perfect even if you're new. We help dial in what your offer is. This is the foundational stuff you need to do all the way up to running your first virtual event, and then obviously automation and scaling. So that's the general idea, guys. And so I invite you to apply at WebinarAcceleratorProgram.com. Yeah, you'll talk to a member of my team if it's a good fit, and then we could get you rolling. And I look forward to speaking to you on the other side. Hope you found a lot of value out of this training.